Winter gear essentials that nobody is talking about. Guess what? That's what we're talking about today. And we're gonna start with micro spikes or ice cleats. Up here in the Rockies, these are one of those pieces of gear that should be in every single person's backpacking gear loadout when they head out on a winter trip. And honestly, not very many people tend to be carrying these. If you go backpacking in my neck of the woods enough, you will inevitably come across people slipping and sliding down the trail, trying to go uphill, not making it, or just butt scooting downhill because they got no traction to get themselves down. They're very, very simple to use. They're usually marked. This one's got back and front marked on them. You slide the toe of your boot in there, you stretch this rubber out, you slide it up over the back of your foot, and then on the bottom you've got these little spikes that grip into the snow and ice and give you traction. They're not very expensive. Like, you can get expensive ones. Like, I know a lot of people like the Catula brand. They're like 70 or 80 bucks. These ones here I got on Amazon a couple years ago for less than 20 bucks. I honestly don't even know if I can find the ad for these anymore, but I'll put a link to something very, very similar in the description box down below. Yeah, micro spikes. If you're hiking in the wintertime, you need them. Now, an important piece of gear no matter the season is trekking poles. And thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Foxelli, we have trekking poles. High quality and low price are two things that are very important to every backpacker. And when it comes to $40 for aluminum, $60 for carbon fiber, you really cannot go wrong, and that's exactly what you get with the Foxelli trekking poles. We're talking high quality flip-flops. We got real cork handles as well. Not too many trekking poles out there at this budget are giving you real cork trekking pole handles. And on top of that, you get the snow baskets and all the extra bells and whistles that you would expect with a pair of trekking poles. If you are interested in getting yourself a set of trekking poles from Foxelli, I'll have a couple links in the description box down below, as well as a discount code to get yourself 10% off. The discount code is right here. Big thank you to Foxelli for sending the trekking poles my way so I can check them out. They have become my trekking pole of choice, and they actually will be the trekking poles that I use going forward into the 2025 backpacking season. And thank you, Foxelli, for sponsoring this video. Now, when it comes to trekking poles, I know most people out there have them. A piece of gear associated with your trekking poles that a lot of people aren't using, and it kind of boggles my mind a little bit. This guy here, the little snow basket. They come with almost every set of trekking poles, and this little thing is invaluable if you are backpacking in wintertime and there's snow on the ground. A lot of people seem to think that these are just for downhill skiers because, you know, like downhill ski poles have these. This guy here basically acts as a snowshoe for your trekking pole. So when you're stamping this down in the snow, this gives a bigger surface area, so the tip of your trekking pole is not just going plunging down into the snow, and you actually get a little bit of float and makes your trekking pole actually useful when there's snow on the ground. This little guy here, the UCO candle lantern, I have shown on the channel a bunch of times. And when I show it this time, I'm just gonna start out by stressing this is not a tent heater. This does not warm up your tent. I know a lot of people have this misconception that these little candle lanterns are for heating up your tent. And yes, it will put off a very, very small amount of heat. So if your face is right next to it, you'll feel a little bit of warmth and glow of it on your cheek. But this is not going to get warm enough to warm up your tent in wintertime conditions. What this guy is really, really good for doing though, got a little chain on it here. You hang this from the top of your tent and you light the candle inside, and these have really slow burning candles, like they'll burn for 9 or 10 hours. What this guy is really, really good for is helping manage the condensation inside your shelter. It just, you know, puts off a little bit of warmth at the top of your shelter where condensation is prone to collect, and it just helps that condensation dissipate and you don't get as much condensation build up. And it gives you a nice little glow throughout the night too, so you wake up and you're not in the pitch black. It's, I guess, kind of like a nightlight if that's kind of your thing. But yeah, the UCO candle lantern for condensation management, it is one of the best things out there. I take one with me on almost every winter backpacking trip that I go on. But it is not a tent heater. Now, this next tip doesn't just apply to the ugly folks like myself, even you attractive people out there. This one is for you guys too. But if you're backpacking or hiking on the wintertime, bring something to cover up your face. Frostbite and frost nip on the cheeks absolutely sucks. It's a very, very common place that people are, you know, going to tend to get really cold spots. A lot of people don't think to cover their face when they're out hiking in the wintertime. A couple super easy solutions: a buff or a neck gaiter, a balaclava, you know, you can pull that down over your face, cover your cheeks. My personal favorite, a snowboard mask. This is my go-to. It's got the nice little breathing air hole. It's fleece lined on the inside, so it's nice and warm up against the face. keeps you nice and sealed off, and it's got some protection from the wind. So on those windy days, the wind's not biting through and freezing your face. Just anything you can think of, something you have, even an old t-shirt, tie something around your face, protect your face. Now this last one, I didn't even use up until this year. And after getting myself a dedicated pair of camp booties, I'm wishing I would have got a set sooner. They're lightweight, you know, they're really, really packable and compressible. You can pretty much toss them anywhere in your bag. They are super cushy, plush, very, very warm. No joke, at home, these have become my go-to like outdoor footwear if I'm going out to, you know, shovel the sidewalks or, you know, brush snow off my truck or start vehicles and get them warmed up and that kind of thing. These are what I'm wearing, the MEC camp booties. Absolutely love them. Wish I would have got them way sooner. Now, if this was not enough and you need some more winter backpacking gear ideas, I've got a couple different videos. You'll find a few of them here and here. Check those out when you're done with this one. As always, guys, I'm Matty. Thank you so dang much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Go Oilers, go.